Good morning, everyone. We're live at the Prairie View Cricket Complex with the inaugural game of the Turmeric Houston Premier League 2023. The game is between Raiders Unlimited and Stallions X, and you've joined us with a huge wicket. Calvin Savage coming in from the Highway 290 end, wraps Cheyenne Jahangir on the pads, and the umpire raises his fingers. And that's the first wicket down for Stallions X, and that's a huge blow. The skipper is gone. They're overly reliant on Cheyenne. His batting has seen them through tournaments like US Open in the recent past. So that's a big blow. And of course, the big outstation pro, Calvin Savage, delivering to his brand and his big name and getting the huge wicket of Cheyenne. Kelvin comes in again from the Highway 290 end. Nicely bowled outside the off stump. It's been slightly overcast. We had some rain in the early morning hours. So that's actually delayed the start of this game only so slightly. So we lost an hour this morning just trying to fix the run-ups. And with that situation in mind, every 9 minutes lost deducted 1 over from each inning. So we have a 13-over game now. Beautifully bowled again by Kelvin. Pitched right up to the batsman. He's experienced and he knows how to use that new ball in these conditions. Again, full outside the off stump. Shehan Jayasuriya, who's the new batsman, he's still sensing things, getting a feel of this pitch. I think it's going to be very crucial to sense these wickets, have a target in mind, and be ready to adapt to these situations. That's the need for the hour as Calvin comes in again. Tall and lanky. He's hitting good lengths in this first over. Ethan Shah was backing a little bit too far. The fielder from cover, I think, which is Arya Kannata. In fact, Arya is the wicketkeeper. So the fielder from cover, who seems to be Ryan Pagani, he comes in and has a shy at the stumps. So at the end of the second over, the score is still 5 runs on the board for 1 wicket lost. We're going to show you the two rosters. Both of them are quite packed sides. Obus Pinar was the last minute addition in the squad. And here's a look at Stallions. as the next over resumes. Over number 3. And that's hit down the ground. The fielder from mid-on comes in, has a shy at the wickets. That was a tight single. But I think the Stallion batsmen realize that the bowling has been really good. Raiders are using these conditions to their benefit. So they'll have to look to rotate strike in these early few overs. Given it's only a 13-over game, it's a reduced game, they need to hit the ground running. And the best thing they can do right now is get a feel of the wicket, rotate strike, and then see if one of them settles in to hit big boundaries from here on in. A little bit of room outside the off stump. Shehan Jayasuriya has an opportunity to get back on the back foot, cut that ball with the turn, hits it to sweeper cover and gets a single. Ehsan Shah will now be on strike. Nicely flighted, attacking the stumps, just almost outside the line of off stump. Well defended by Ehsan Shah. He's somebody who's a very flamboyant batsman. If he gets his eye in, he can really take off. And that's, there's slight confusion. Taps it to the man at short third man and takes off without an approval from Shehan. And he was sent back quite quickly, so no damage is done. Another dot ball. Ehsan on 3 of 8. That's nicely worked onto the onside. The fielder from long on has some work to do, and they cut it down to just 1 run. It's quite windy conditions. The temperature has dropped from what was 70 degrees overnight to in the high 30s, low 40s today. Shehan improvises a little bit, and that's a good save by that fielder at deep cow corner. Just keeps it down to 1 run. It bounced right in front of him, so it was a bad bounce, but he did very well to cover that ball and save that boundary. So at the end of that over, the score now is 9 for 1 in 3 overs. All right, moving on to over number 4. A tall, lanky fast bowler from Houston, Hassan Rashid, comes in, pitches it up, and Shehan Jayasuriya welcomes him to the crease, hits straight down the ground, dispatches it for 4 runs. Brilliant shot. All right, Hassan comes again to bowl to Shehan. And a full toss, but it was quite foolish, so he doesn't get the meat of the bat. Almost bottom edges it to the fielder at short mid wicket. They scamper through for a single. Is this the over? This technically is the last over of the power play. There are only 3 balls to go in this over, so I'm guessing there should be some intent shown while the fielders are still inside the 30-yard circle. Hassan comes in again. Foolish delivery, and that's dispatched by Ehsan Shah. What a pickup shot. Just a lot of wrist work involved, and it sails over the mid-wicket boundary. Shot of the day so far. Shot of the tournament, for that matter, given we are 15 minutes into the tournament. We'll be seeing a lot more of such fireworks over the next 4 days. But that gives you a glimpse of what you can expect in this tournament. And that comes from a local Houston League player, Ehsan Shah. He himself is a wicket-keeper batsman, an exciting young talent, hails from Houston. Again and again, Hassan drifts on the pads, and with disdain, he goes for another 6. Same kind of pickup shot. This one was finish. The other one was almost between long on and mid-wicket. Hassan has lost the plot. He's been just drifting down the pads of Ehsan, where he's very strong. So, like we predicted, it's the last over of the power play. There's a clear message, and this is technically the last ball of the power play. So anticipate another attempt from Ehsan. Another full toss, and he flicks his wrist, but there's now a fielder back in that exact slot. Just 1 run, 1 bounce to that fielder at deep mid-wicket keeps it down to 1. So good finish to the power play. Let's take a look at the match summary now. After 4 overs, Stallions are 27 for 1. They lost the wicket of Shayan Jahangir early on in this innings, out to Calvin Savage, who bowled a maiden over. Now, Ehsan Shah and Shehan Jayasuriya are carrying this innings forward. You can see it's quite a loaded lineup. Nitish Kumar, the Canada national player, Kamran Sheikh. So they've got some batting in the dugout to come next up. And with only 9 overs left in this innings, I think the Stallions should target something in the range of 115 to 120 runs at the very least. And the reason I say that is the dew and the moisture is going to clear up soon. There's a strong wind blowing, so that's going to help up dry the pitch. And it might turn into a really good batting wicket, which would favor the Raiders to chase this total down. So from here onwards, it's really essential for the Stallions to put their foot down and look to get a big total. 110 could be a minimum for 14 overs in this, for 13 overs, my mistake, in these conditions. The new bowler is Usman Rafiq. It's hard to tell them apart with these beanies all of them are wearing. It's roughly around 41, 42 degrees. We had a drop of 30 degrees overnight with some rains in the early morning hours. He's taken off the beanie now. Usman comes in again. That's beautifully bowled. A lot of wrist work from Usman. Holds the ball back. Ehsan committed early into the stroke. Got beaten, and even the keeper couldn't collect it. So that's 1 buys